So today I went to our local nursery and bought me some flowers to plant on my back porch. I'm going to show you what I got. Okay, I got me some petunias. I love petunias. I get them every year. They love the sunshine. They'll last usually till the late summer, maybe mid-late August. Um, if you keep them watered, they'll last till the first frost. But I love them. They just get bigger, and they're so pretty. Put them in a pot in front of my window in the living room, and every now and then I'd see a hummingbird fly up to them, which I thought was really cool. I really enjoyed that. Very pretty. They're annuals. They don't come back every year, but excellent plants to put in pots or even a flower bed. They will just continue to grow, and they'll kind of cover. They're really good for ground covering too, I feel like. The color of petunias I got. So pretty. Look at that. I love that color. Purslane. Love purslane. Purslane is very drought tolerant. You can literally just cut a clipping off of it and stick it in dirt and it'll root and grow. They're awesome. They will not come back next year unless you bring them in. See the little orange looking bloom? They're really good pot fillers. You can multiply so many plants out of just this one and they'll grow phenomenal. That's the color that one's got. Right along with succulents. Very low maintenance, drought tolerant, loves the sun, and they can multiply if you just stick them in dirt. Like, you can put them in water and root them first if you'd rather do that, but either way, they are awesome. Some yellow purslane. Look at how gorgeous them are. Them are really pretty too. These are annuals as well. I can't remember the name of them. I'll have to look on the side. Okay, they're a Calibraca hybrid. Calibraca. Do you see that? I really love the color. I really like antique colors. They're like, kind of faded. I just love the antique color. These are actually something new. They are a type of marigold, but I have never seen this color. This is another reason you should go to your local nursery, because they usually have rare varieties or different varieties from your average plant store, but they're really pretty. I love them. Marigolds are also, they keep mosquitoes away. They keep quite a few pests away. There's not very many garden pests that like them, so that's why they always tell you to plant marigolds in your garden. But these are really pretty. These are called strawberry. Very pretty. Called the snowman variety. Look at how tall they are. I'm actually going to put some of these in my pots here on the porch, and then I may put some in my garden too. Last but not least, my favorite of all, geranium. This actually it's not bloomed out yet. I wanted to get one that had a bunch of blooms on it so it would bloom out when I planted it. Geraniums are also good to have in pots on your porch, and they'll get pretty good size, and they'll bloom throughout the entire spring and summer until the last frost. They'll bloom like crazy. I think they're also good to keep mosquitoes away as well, like a mixture of these and some other plants. Like, I've got these pots on my porch that I usually put geranium, marigolds, lavender, and rosemary in them. And that combination is supposed to be good for keeping mosquitoes away. And it seems to work. I usually don't have any issues sitting up here, so. Snapdragons. Oh, these are so pretty. They're very drought tolerant. They love the hot, hot sun. So you don't even have to water them that often. but they are gorgeous. They're very pretty. They're also annuals. So I'm gonna try my hand at purple potatoes. I've done potatoes one time, and I done them in a pot, and they done all right, but I just got really small baby tomatoes. I think I'm gonna try to plant them in my raised flower bed. Right there, I think I'm gonna plant it in that bed. Okay, let's get to planting.
What is that?
Rosemary.
Why
That
did
is
you take it out?
huge. Because I'm going to refill this with soil.
Oh.
This is lavender. I'm not sure it's alive, but I'm not positive. One of these is alive, and one died, and I can't remember which one.
I hope the lavender is the one that didn't die because I.
I am taking out. Ugh, what a spider web on me. Ugh. Anyway, can you see my face? Oh my gosh, I still have something on me. Okay, it's not a spider web, it's just my hair. My pots have gotten, the soil has gotten pretty compact. So I'm gonna add some more soil to this container and replant my rosemary and lavender, and I hope that I didn't kill them. Or maybe it'll give them some fresh soil to feed off of. I'm gonna do that. This is actually just some soil that I had just laying around here. Look at this root on this rosemary. Oh my, wow. I'm trying to smell it. We'll see.
We'll see what.
If it comes back.
Oh, okay. Good.
I'm pretty sure this is still alive. I can smell it.
Oh,
This is lavender.
wait, both of those were in there?
Yep.
Oh.
Split these up and put them in different pots because I have more pots. Usually I just kind of tear. Can you see that?
Yep.
Usually I just kind of tear the bottom a little bit to open up the roots so they can just
That's
break them up.
pretty.
So look, this, I can actually probably break this up into a few different sections. You definitely do want, when it starts getting really hot, you do need to keep an eye on your petunias and water them as needed. Because when it gets really, really hot, they'll start dying off if you don't keep watering them. Used to, I would empty out most of my pots like at the beginning of spring, and I would just get like new soil and refill them up, and I'd take the old soil and either dump it in my compost or dump it in my flower beds. But in this year, I decided to just fill it up at the top with some new soil because that should help feed it as well. And that's what I decided to do this year instead of just emptying off. We will see how this does in this pot. It's not going to be able to do much spreading if it's here, but let's see how it does. Because it is a good height. There it is, the finished products. Pretty. 11 it, looking good. Now it's time to plant potatoes. Okay, it's about 5 p.m. That took a lot longer than I expected, but I'm going to try to get started on my raised bed with the potatoes. The problem is with the potatoes is I've got this, it's called Creeping Jenny in there, and it's like, and I've got rocks in the raised bed trying to keep the weeds down. The Creeping Jenny is very invasive. I'll show you when I get to it. So I'm going to have to try to rip all that out and then try to loosen up the soil and then plant them. First, I've got to find my shovels. I have shovels all around here, but somehow they just disappear and I have to go hunt for them. There we go, that ought to be good. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. I've got this little corner that I'm going to try to clean out. I have 4 potato plants, and so I actually got a few other plants. I got some strawberries too when I got them, but I planted them on a day it was too windy, so I didn't even try to film. But I planted them strawberries. They're called pink flamingo strawberries. I planted they were like roots, and I planted them in this, cleaned it out and planted them. And then I planted some asparagus. As you can see, I'm chicken proofing my asparagus, and I believe my dead mums, because the chickens scratch in this bed and they usually kill my plants. So in the fall, I imagine I will be refilling that with my mums again. Speaking of strawberries, look, I got some blooms on them. This is Creeping Jenny. You can literally just, if you're like, I'll weed this bed, and then you just throw it on the ground and it will root. It's very invasive. It's awesome filler for a pot. So I would recommend, if you're going to get this, I would keep it contained in a pot or a raised bed, because it just takes over. It's a really good ground covering if you want ground covering. But I'm going to try to remove all these rocks out of here. I'm going to try to loosen it up, and I'm going to try to get the creeping Jenny out, which there's no way I'll be able to get all the creeping Jenny out. I really hope the creeping Jenny will just, I hope it doesn't take over and the potatoes aren't able to grow. This is definitely going to be a job. Oh my, there's lots of ants under there. Yikes. I hope ants don't like potatoes. I don't think those are fire ants. We've had some fire ants over here before. I will know soon enough. The first time I created this bed, well actually, my husband created it. That was the first time I ever tried to plant vegetables. I had this idea of having a square foot garden. So, this was where my first garden was. The bugs took it over before I could even do anything, and then the beans, they were doing good, but they just went wild, and at the time I worked and I didn't really fool with it, so it just got wild over here, and I really didn't get anything out of this garden that year. But after that, I decided to turn it into I was wanting it to be a perennial garden with I've got some spring flowers in here, and then I've got some fall flowers that come back. So I've got that, and then I also have added my strawberry plants over here, and my asparagus over there. And then I'm going to try to do potatoes here, and we'll see how that does. I'm not real sure, because like I said, it's pretty weedy over here, and looks like you can just take it out. There you go. Just stick it in a pot, and it'll keep growing. It grows much better in the ground, though. I have not had much luck with it in the pot. I think they need quite a bit of water, so I think that's why it does better, because I'm not good at watering. I seen somebody that actually had a waterfall coming out of a pot that was going through these, and they looked really good. So I'm thinking that's what it is, water. It needs water. And I think the more shade it has, the darker it will be. The more sun it gets, the lighter it'll be. Which I highly doubt I'm going to kill it. It's going to come back. It's everywhere. I just hope it doesn't take over my potatoes. Bermuda grass, or here we call it crabgrass. It is awful. You cannot get rid of that stuff, and it is bad. Like, all this is Bermuda grass. It's got plastic under it. I forgot about that. Well, guess I'm going to have to cut the plastic out too, because potatoes are not going to grow over plastic. Not going to happen. Hey, move! What are y'all doing? The chickens are taking over. Y'all gonna clean this bed out for me? Get all the weeds out. Till it. I need some tillers over here. This is Chicken's happy place. Look at this. me. Hello, buddy. Hello, Tulip. Go ahead, scratch it up. Let's see what y'all can get accomplished. Scratch it up. Go for it. Get all the ants. They're not interested now. I don't want that back in my bed. Did I mention chickens are great tillers? Scratching up, we'll see what they can get out of it. I failed to mention chickens are great tillers if they are fenced in where you want them to till. They didn't last very long. Yeah.
And Ava went back in the woods though. And Vera has a small sword.
Hello, Panic.
Vera has a small sword in her pants. I do too. I have a big sword though. One. Get in here. Chew it down.
Now we gotta figure out how we're gonna make it where the chickens don't get it.
Mommy.
My potato bed.
Potato bee?
Inside.
Hey,
done. It's almost dark, and I added some more compost and soil mixed in together after I took the plastic up, planted the potatoes, and I did not think about the chickens would immediately go to it tomorrow and destroy it. So I had to get creative and see what I could find around the house to block off my potato bed. Just gonna see if they start sprouting and go from there. I know I've seen people cover them up with plastic except for the plants to keep the weeds down. I've seen people put hay on them or mulch, I think, heavy compost. My heart is happy. I've planted flowers today and I've dug in the dirt, and it's almost time to plant my garden. Thank you for sticking around and hanging out with me. Let me know what you think in the comments, or any questions, or even if you have any tips on growing potatoes. Bye.